Hello everyone and welcome back to our weekly modern tournament here at Grey Ogre Games. My name is Mick, I'm one of your hosts alongside the suit, Mr. James Church Morley.
Mick, round two.
And
we've got a special guest.
Yeah, we got a special guest,
the
force imbalancer. I sense a disturbance in the force. Danny, sit.
I'm Yoda.
Yeah, okay. Alright, that's nice. That's nice, Danny. Anyway.
Just come here to be roasted for 50 minutes.
Yeah, I know. Why would you like to get yourself tortured like this when you could actually be playing Magic the Gathering?
I wish I could play today, but
But
yeah.
too many players,
Yeah.
even numbers. Anyway, we're watching a match here between Andrew Tan on the left and Yong Lun Tiong. Yong Lun.
Andrew's got some great sleeves.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering.
It's the Eternal Masters Force of Wills.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken,
Is that not?
Andrew's playing the Esper, then Yongdon's probably playing Mono-Weight.
Oh
but I
man.
saw.
But look at the sleeves, like they're peeling on the corners. Does it look like?
Yeah, it looks like they're playing that.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's the Ultra
yeah.
Pro
Yeah,
sleeves.
he needs to change those
Man,
sleeves.
I hate Ultra Pro. Like,
Don't
okay,
like them.
love the design.
But wait, before we
Yeah.
get into the game, it's
Yeah,
30-second
love
platform.
Exactly. Love the
Actually, the
design.
Ultra Pro has actually
hate the-
improved their sleeve quality. Like we have
The new Ultra Pro, is slightly
What are they called?
better.
Eclipse, is that what they're called?
it's not-
No, it's not all.
those character sleeves, like the Huat Lees and the
Yeah.
Vasca.
So those are actually a bit better, but they feel a bit weird because it's gloss on the character side. So it's gloss on the outside where your opponent's looking, but it's matte on the inside. So it feels a bit weird because like generally the other set of sleeves is that it's matte on the outside and then gloss on the inside, right? So it's a bit weird.
So being in the card shop, we have immediate access to
To
various
like
types of sleeves to
random-
test out the, I can confirm that they are gloss on one side and matte on the other.
Whoa!
Makes a
Do you not believe me?
Makes it difficult to shuffle slightly.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. But anyway, Andrew here gonna start it off with a fatal push on a Goblin Guide.
Yeah, we saw, turn 1 Goblin Guide for Young, then turn 2 Monty Swifter getting in for 1.
Yeah.
It's who do you like in this matchup between the mono red and sort of an Esper control deck? Do you think the mono red is just too quick?
I don't know. Okay, so Andrew here had an answer turn 1 to to one of the small guys, but I don't know. Yeah, Yonglun got to go first, and he started off with a
Goblin Guide.
Goblin Guide. He didn't follow up with a Monastery Spear. Turn 2 with a land, and then bolt to the face for 5 points of damage. So maybe Yonglun's got a slower hand.
Yeah, and he went to get a Sacred Foundry tapped as well.
Yeah,
there.
so it's kind of indicative of Yonglun's hand. Without any information here.
Yeah.
Oh man, he could have just gone like Eidolon turn 2.
Yeah, so I think he drew the Eidolon.
Oh, he just drew
I
the
think
Eidolon.
he drew the
Okay,
Eidolon,
alright,
yeah.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah. Andrew cracks Polluted Delta. A nice onslaught Polluted Delta. Love it.
The originals. Le Original.
Yeah. See what, and then go Basic Island.
Yeah, well, I don't know what he's trying to do here. Maybe like
Mana
just-
Leak with Eidolon on the stack.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is.
Feels like
Oh, it's a remand. Okay.
A remand.
Oh.
Is that a remand?
Think twice. Think twice.
Think twice.
Okay, so think twice on the stack. So
yeah,
not to take damage.
So think twice. So 1 in the blue for an instant just says draw a card. Then it has
No, it's
flashback
2
for
in the
2.
No, it's one
No,
in the
it's
blue.
1 in the blue on the front side and 2 in the blue on the back
On
side.
the flashback, yeah.
Side, yeah.
Why did he
Flashback is 3.
Why did he tap for 2 mana? then?
Because 1 in the blue for the front side of Think Twice, which is
Blue and 1 generic.
Oh
Yeah,
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 sorry,
yeah.
I-
Yo,
I-
yo,
Two in
yo,
the
yo,
blue.
yo.
I mistaken
They're like
how
brain farting, man. Why you push after declare attacks?
You had me question my ability to remember modern cards. I was
Jason is asking
thought
why
you said-
you push
I thought you
after
said one
declare
in the blue.
attacks. So yeah, that's the thing. So that was strange. Like Andrew could have waited for the Goblin Guide to
Yeah.
attack just now, the last or at least the second turn, Yonglun's second turn, and then flip the card over, see if it's a land. and then Fatal Push the Goblin guy, because there's no way Yonglun's got like main board answers for protection.
Yeah. So just an interesting, perhaps just I think Andrew just missed opportunity to do that there.
Okay, so Andrew here gonna probably take 2 for the Fatal Push.
Fatal Push, yep.
All right, you go down to 10.
So is Youngman thinking about a Boros Charm, which we've got in hand? So
Man,
give
Boros Charm this is insane. No, but 4 points of 4 points to the face, and then plus the prowess trigger.
He's going for the
he's-
indestructible.
okay.
I think he's going for the indestructible play.
Dude, 4 points to the face plus 3 more points. Like right now,
Well, yeah. So if he casts Boros Charm for 4, for the 4 damage, he's going to do 4 from the Boros Charm and then 2 from the Monetary Swift Spear.
yeah.
But what he can do is cast it to give his creatures indestructible. And then he would do 2 from the Swift Spear, 2 from the. But then he would have the Eidolon on the battlefield to do 2 damage next turn, presuming that it lived.
Yeah. So
And-
what I actually preferred him, or what I would have liked him to do was to, on the stack, he can take some damage. So Boros Charm you, and then crack my fetch, and then what's that? The Lightning Helix you. So this forces Andrew, right, to crack his fetch, which means that he takes 1 point of damage, and to cast a probably like a 2 mana spell. Who knows? But Logic Knot is pretty big.
Yep. So
Logic Knot could be very big,
Yeah.
but if he, if Andrew had like a Remand or a Mana Leak, like he'd be taking an additional 2 points of damage, which means that he dies anyway.
Yep.
So
Yeah, so I think we've talked about this previously. With Youngman, you want to play and make your opponent have to make bad decisions.
yeah,
Yeah, play in such a way
that they have to exile more parts of their graveyard, or just do dumb stuff.
Logic Knot is double blue and X, or
Logic Knot is double blue and X,
and it has Delve. Yeah,
Because I was thinking like, why didn't he get the planes for? He didn't get like white source because he has an Esper Charm in hand, so like the Esper Charm can actually.
Yeah, but he'll be taking like 2 more points of damage from the.
So I think I saw a basic planes in his deck when he was going through. So
All right,
he could
so
have got
double
basic
Monetary
planes, yeah.
Spear.
So a
very very nice draw.
yeah, so any Lightning Helix with no counter, you're dead. Lightning Bolt with no counter, you're dead. Skullcrack with Lightning Helix, so he's gonna
He has counter score. Oh, cryptic
Okay,
command.
so Cryptic
Okay.
Command there.
Wait, what?
Counter draw, counter bounce. Okay,
Yep.
so
So take 2.
just 2 points of damage. Of course, Yonglun could cast it, and I think he should cast it this turn. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
No, he can't. He can't. He only has 1 land.
No, but he can
No,
he
but
can count.
fetch and
yeah, he
like
can fetch and
yeah.
go
You
play
you
the
can fetch and
Swift
get a
Spear.
land and then cast a Swift
Yeah,
Spear, because
yeah,
now you're giving Andrew the opportunity to Cryptic and tap all your creatures.
yeah.
Or Cryptic, counter, and then bounce the other Monetary Swift Spear, or tap all the creatures,
Yeah.
which
Yeah, and you sort of want to play into if you have 2 burn spells as well. He counters 1, but you have the second
so
one.
yeah. So now counter
Yeah.
spell and then
Yeah.
taps all the creatures. So Yonglun could have won like ages ago, like seriously ages ago. This it seems like I'm being harsh, but the sequencing I am. I
You
am.
are.
Admittedly, I am. Okay, but the sequencing when you're playing a burn deck, like it's not as straightforward as you think. Sure, the lines are the strategy is linear. Get my opponent from 20 to 0 in the shortest period of time, in shortest number of turns, number of cards, or whatever. And any little inch that you give them could mean that you lose the game. And right now, Andrew here is at 5 life. He's got 2. Yonglun here just needs a burn spell, any burn spell, and he will be able to get through.
Yeah.
Okay, I
all
think
points
I
of
know why
damage.
he's not fetching his land. Okay, so basically, he's hoping that he can punish Andrew if he plays a Snapcaster because he can fetch the land. Because the card in his hand right now is a Searing Blaze. I saw.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, that makes sense, but right now,
But there's also the fact that the burn deck whenever we see a burn deck, we always talk about this, is that they want to use their mana in the most
most
effective
efficient
way
way, yeah.
possible. So you always want to be using all your mana to cast the maximum number of spells. And he's had, I think, turn 2 he didn't play a spell. He just
That's right. Yeah,
Sacred
he
Foundry.
went Sacred
Then turn
Foundry
4 Arid Mesa do nothing. Turn 5 Arid Mesa do nothing.
Yeah.
Whereas what you want to be doing is maximizing your ability to play the spells you draw. And using your mana, but he won that game anyway. So I think
the thing is, I mean, like, okay, so hindsight is 2020, right? Like we can say, oh, sorry, wrong way around. We can say, yeah, he won the game anyway.
Yeah.
He was far enough in the hit. But like I said, like any inch that you give your opponent, especially as a burn player, any little inch, especially after sideboard, like it could be so detrimental to you.
Yeah.
Like you could just you lose on a whim. Like your opponent, I have this joke with a friend of mine in Porto. Like he, whenever you bring him down to 1, he only plays the control decks. Whenever you bring him down to 1, he's invincible.
Yeah.
Like he will never die. He will just win the game from there
But
at 1 life.
And this is what we almost saw. Andrew didn't quite get there, but 5 mana, 2 cryptic commands. You're sort of in a position where you have 5 life, and you can sort of begin to just take control back.
Exactly.
You have the think twice in the graveyard that you can flash back. If end of turn you're not doing anything, brilliant. I'll wait, think twice, draw an extra card.
Yeah.
Go up in card advantage. Start using your superior card quality in your deck. Maybe find your presumably Supreme Verdicts, Wrath-Figure, and then look for a way to clear the board. And then you'll have a high card quality to control the single cards that your opponents can draw.
That's
in the burn deck, the density of threats is quite high, but it's only 1 card at a time. They're never drawing more than 1 card.
Right. So that's the thing about it's a little bit weird because Yonglun could have taken a very much more aggressive line and definitely turn two drop that Eidolon of
The Great Revel,
Great Revel. Start playing his spells main phase. Start playing his burns main phase instead of, okay, I'm going to go in attack with my Monastery Spear because that's generally what you want to do because you're trying to play around what's that spell called?
Which one?
Cryptic Command, right?
Yeah.
So okay, fine. One way to play around Cryptic Command is don't cast anything and then swing in. Fine. After you swing in, like if you still think he's got the Cryptic Command, maybe just hold on to it. Casting it right now and then getting him to counter and then bounce one of your guys. Like it really sets you back quite a bit.
Like you can just cast his burn on Andrew's turn. Like just force him to play the complete command.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you could just do that. Just swing in with both creatures. Pass the turn.
Yeah.
So the prowess on the Swiss Spears are very powerful, but you've got to use them to the best of its effect.
Yeah, like spell damage. Like they increase every time you cast a non-creature spell. So
yeah, exactly. So so this turn I attack with both my Monastery Swiss Spears. Fine, you do nothing. You just take 2 points of damage. Okay, I pass the turn. End step, probably will try to force Andrew to go and cast a Cryptic Command, go and bounce one of your creatures, and then draw a card.
Yeah.
And then, okay, you've used up one of your Cryptic Commands. No big deal. Next turn, I just spend 1 mana. I cast my Swiss Spear again. I'm going to, Magma Spike you or whatever.
I think Andrew was a bit hasty, like in his burn. Like I think, like he was a bit hasty. He needs to probably like slow down and like think like we see like. At our LCQ we had like it was 8 rounds. It was 8 rounds tournament, including the top 8.
Yeah, and all 8 rounds were practically like burn.
Like
matchups
I went to
anyway.
look at the place. There were 6 burn. There were 6 burn matchups.
Yeah.
And 2 like non-burn matchups. When the burn players are very like look at Ryan and look at Felix Leong. They played very very like well timed. All their burns are very well timed. All their aggression is well timed.
Correct, yeah. So you sequencing is, we've talked to this ad nauseum, where sequencing when you're the burn player is very very important. Like I said, you give your opponent an inch, they're gonna take a mile. I don't know. But they are given that breathing space. You as the burn deck, you as the aggressor, you want to make sure that your opponent has no breathing space at all. And like you were mentioning, make them make bad decisions. Always make them make bad decisions. With the Eidolon on the battlefield, like, okay, you want to cast your remand, sure, take 2 damage. With your burn spells, like, okay, I'm going to burn you at end step. make you use your counter spells now instead of instead of earlier. So I definitely gonna get my 3 points of damage in.
So,
So yeah.
So moving on to game 2. Wow, so Leyline of Leyline of Sanctity.
So that's gonna be tough.
I just feel
But,
that Yonglun doesn't have no solution to early line.
So
I don't
I was
know.
going to say, do you think long sides out the Searing Blazes and brings in like a Destructive Revelry?
For
I
sure,
think
sure.
I think he might not even start in the destructive because you
Oh,
won't know.
why
I
not?
think he might not even know what he's
Come
doing.
on, your opponent's playing like. Okay, yeah, he didn't see white, right?
Yeah, he
last
didn't
time?
see white,
He didn't
yeah.
see
Ah,
white,
okay,
so-
okay, that's true.
and, yeah.
So he's
so-
probably thinking the Destructive Revelries are in for game 3. Because what?
Wait, so did he put the Goblin Guide trigger on the stack, or did he?
Yeah. Well, wait. Let's see.
Did he miss a trigger?
Oh no, he waited for the
revealed-
Goblin Guide.
Yeah,
there
he waited
to-
for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
So Snapcast to the draw for Andrew there. Passes back with
Good ambush viper.
yeah, at the moment, yeah.
Ambush viper, pretty good.
Yeah, he's thinking. That
Wow. Yonglun's hand is terribly bad,
it's like, oh, I have all
Lance,
these
Lance,
birds.
Lance, yeah.
What can I do with it?
and
Yeah, so he really needed, his route to victory here is going to be creatures
Creatures,
attacking. Yeah. So
and the
he's-
Eidolon is going to be like mucho important.
Hopefully he
'cause-
has a destructive rivalry. If not, man, this game is just like over. Like you can go game 2.
yeah,
so yeah,
it's going to be tough, lah. I mean,
Yeah.
like
But the
if
surprising thing
and-
is that like Yonglun, he's not really taking like white, white sauce. Means that
no, his white sauce is in hand already, I think.
yeah, he's got Sacred Founder in hand. So Eidolon and the Great Revel there.
Logic not here is the
answer.
answer from Andrew. He's got to be a little bit cautious that at least Andrew has to be a little bit cautious that Destructive Revelry might hit the battlefield. So taking all this damage from shock lands, not exactly the best way to go. I believe he should be at 14, right? Not 15.
But so I think
Goblin Guide.
Andrew untaps and then plays a land and just says go, and that's the rest of the
So
game
he took
for
6
him.
points. He took 6 points of damage from his lands.
Oh yeah.
And then so
Yeah,
he'd
so
be at
they've
14.
got-
Okay.
So yeah, I think he plays a basic planes and then says go, presumably, and is happy to play the rest of the game at instant speed in Younglun's turn.
Yeah, but
Just
that's-
never give Younglun the opportunity to cast a Destructive Revelry if he has it.
But I say like Andrew was really quite impressive. He was quite disciplined. He did not take out the white sauce to fetch. Hoping
The
to
last
bait-
game?
Yeah,
to
the
bait-
last-
No, but the last game also, like, he didn't have the
Yeah,
opportunity
virtually,
to
yeah.
take out white sauce because that
Also,
was
let's take a look at what the Ozov Charm does.
There's
So-
Esper
Charm,
Charm, yeah. So it's it's a charm. So it's
choose
it's-
one. Destroy target enchantment. Great. Draw 2 cards. Destroy target enchantment also works on Eidolon of the Great Revel, by the way. Draw 2 cards, or target player discards 2 cards. I think
So I
drawing
think
2 cards pretty good.
So I think did he not do?
Yeah, he
F
drew.
jump?
He drew 2 the cards.
He drew 2 cards.
Yep.
So second Eidolon.
Maybe mistake. And when you can go Snapcaster, Snapcaster take 2 points of damage.
Fatal
Esper
Push.
Charm 2 points of damage, or Snapcaster Fatal
But
Push
that's
right
4 points
now.
of damage.
Respond to the Eidolon, of course. Then you cast Snapcaster.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So that's what he's doing.
So snap.
Yep. Tapping the correct lands.
Oh wow! Okay, so he let it
How- what-
resolve. So this
what?
is what. Yeah.
What? Okay. As you talk about sequencing, I think he doesn't know about sequencing. Like, Andrew's,
Well, I
Andrew's
don't
a-
know.
it's a
Andrew's
slightly-
a relatively new player.
relatively new player. He plays with Jeremy Dior and
Okay.
But
No,
what were you expecting him to do there? So
No,
you
so
expecting him
in
to cut in
response
response
to-
to give the fatal push flashback and then only take the 2 points of damage.
yeah.
only
Fine,
to take 2 points less of damage, but Esper Charm here. Well,
second Esper Charm, yeah.
you saw one. Maybe just save it for the next one. Drawing 2 cards at this point, not too relevant anymore.
So the question now is, do you think Andrew will lose because of their 2 points?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. Like he's
I
at
think
10 life. Like he's gonna be able to cast timely reinforcements soon, and
I think he would have worked out that Younglin sitting on loads of card in hand, which presumably is lots of burn spells that target him.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think he'd work out that as long as he can keep the ley line Sanctity around, he's probably got a
He'll
good
be
chance
fine,
of that's probably the
Because
most.
he has bond of removals. Like,
So I think the most important battle now is over the ley line of Sanctity,
Yeah.
and he
He's
just
got
needs
a
to make
negate,
sure.
yeah.
He just needs to make sure that doesn't get destroyed, and then he can, he'll be able to take the game in a leisurely manner because his creatures, Snapcaster blocks an Eidolon in the Great Revel or a Goblin Guide quite well.
Yeah, that's true.
Quite well.
No, but that oh wow, okay, so he's gonna go in with
Celestial Colony.
Colony.
A
No,
bit aggressive.
That's a bad idea.
A bit aggressive.
Don't be okay. I think it's fine because he has like. Oh wait.
Okay, fine. So he's got 2 mana left over, which means that
So he can
Logic
cast,
Knot,
Logic Knot. He can cast a negate.
Alright, so
So
just let
Lightning
the
Bolt.
Snapcaster go, so he takes 4 points of damage. That's okay.
So Lightning Bolt on the Snapcaster mage. Yep. That's it.
So still possibility to cast the negate. Yeah, I
Another-
like that. Okay, so I like that he left up. He actually lay a land first and then attack because you need your mana to do stuff.
Yeah, and you can see
Yeah.
Youngland just drawing cards and doing
And
that
yeah, pass the
frustrated
turn, pass the
hand
turn.
gesture that people do when there's very little for them to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
the burn player never wants to see 6 lands on the battlefield
Yeah.
and another one in hand. Yep.
Oh wow. Okay, so Yonglun here might just go and kill that
Colonnade.
that colonnade. And this part's dangerous. Okay, so lightning bolt. Oh, okay. Chooses not to.
I'm surprised that the Searing Bloods are still in Youngland's
Yeah,
deck. Youngland's deck. It doesn't seem, like that sort of like deal damage and then deal incidental damage to the controller as well. It's
Mhm.
that good against a deck that has Snapcaster mages.
Yeah.
Sing for 2.
Man. Yeah, it's a weird card to keep, right?
Yeah, I guess the thing is, are there worse cards in your deck after game 1 that you need to get rid of more? Because you're just leaving, they're still bad, but they're not as bad as the cards I took out. And presumably we know, I don't think Youngland brought in the Destructive Reveries, but they're almost certainly coming in game 3, so I think the Searing Blaze
but the Searing Blaze is like, man, that's weird. Okay, so Searing Blaze usually is, man, yeah. Searing Blaze usually is in the sideboard, right?
So that was a Searing Blood, I think.
Sorry, Searing Blood is
Yeah.
usually a sideboard
Yeah,
card.
so
right?
let's double check that. Yeah, so
Searing
so
Blood
that's
is
what I was
usually a
gonna say.
sideboard.
Yeah, Searing Blood. Yeah, so he brought that in. So unless he's playing in main deck, we don't know. We don't have the deck list, but it's strange that he would have brought that card in.
Against
I
the-
think he expecting more like features like maybe Snapcasters.
Yeah, but
Maybe he thought he was playing Death Shadow or something. Like you won't know because game
Right,
one,
right, yeah.
Game
Game
1
one
was just
is so polluted delta.
or just
but he saw a cryptic command in game 1. He saw 2 cryptic commands in game 1
Yeah.
and loads of basic islands. So I think you
Maybe
don't
Blue
see
Moon.
you don't see the white, for example, but you probably don't put your opponent on Death Shadow when
But
they're
even if your opponent was like on Blue Moon, right?
yeah, you wouldn't necessarily bring in something that deals 2 damage to a creature.
Correct.
It's interesting. I assume that they're coming straight out. Yeah. He's looking at the Searing
sure,
Blood at the
for
moment.
sure,
It's
like-
coming straight. It's like the first card that's coming out. Yeah.
Not the best
So
idea.
I think he didn't. Yeah. So we see, I think 4 cards coming out there, which I think a couple of Searing Bloods or something else, which are cards I think that he maybe he didn't. He miss-sideboarded.
He needs like
Potentially.
wear and tear or destructive revelry.
Yeah, wear and tear. Wear and tear.
Sorry, destructive revelry. No wear and tear. Wear and tear. No, nobody uses wear and tear. Please, if you're playing the like burn deck, like you're not. using wear and tear.
So we had a discussion on stream last week about the Mardu Pyromancer deck.
Right, wear and tear.
About
No, wear and tear is like
that one good.
awesome in
Yeah.
the deck.
But that was the top 4 of GP Santa Clara, one
Yeah.
of the modern players playing the Mardu Pyromancer deck,
Yep.
and I thought, wow,
that was
yeah,
pretty good. Yeah,
He was playing I think playing almost the same, almost probably card for card the deck that the guy,
David was playing.
David
yeah.
was playing last week, and I thought, wow, that is
That
that's
is cool.
Good,
yeah.
good timing. Like we're ahead of the curve here in Singapore. We're always the latest modern tech.
Of course, it would have been like on Star
Yeah.
City Games or something. Somebody's out there.
So in the Twitch chat, Requiem23. Sorry, we did see this. Is I'm interested in joining a legacy event while I'll be in Singapore for the holidays. Is there a site where all events are listed? Mick, are there?
Unfortunately, not.
No, that's not where.
Yeah.
As a nation,
as a nation, not all the events are listed everywhere, but there are legacy events around. I believe Agora Hobby does legacy.
Yeah.
I believe Jurong,
I think-
GH does legacy.
Yeah.
So
Games
that's
Haven.
Games Haven.
So, but there's no set place where you can find all this information. I wish there were, but I think you can use the events locator, the WotC events locator. It's okay. It's not bad.
So
Like,
is it not-
I
is it
never
not-
really have to use the locator when I travel to
It's-
like foreign
it's-
country.
it's-
really?
Yeah, because like they show me a lot of events and like sometimes it's not really like
I always use the locator,
Yeah,
like,
I-
but I'm always just want to find the store.
Yes, so,
That's
so I
it.
think when I go away, I just type in MTG to the place I'm going, and there's always something on the internet that
Right.
tells me I'm like, oh, I'm going to Seoul. Where do I go? And they're like, here are 4 shops you should go to. Like, brilliant, I'll start
you're
there.
back from the holiday, right? Yeah.
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 So
Yeah, do you
so I
find
was-
like Korean?
So I was in
Korean
Seoul
magic
and
cards?
I was staying, and there was a card shop literally in the next apartment, like next block away from me.
Oh,
So
sweet.
went to have a look with my wife, who was sat in the corner quietly on her phone,
Uh,
like she normally does when I go to card shops. Really nice. It was called
Yeah.
Rolling Dice or something like that. It was in.
Oh,
rolling
yeah,
dice. Okay.
They had some trophies in there. It was in Hongdae near Hongdae, which is the Hongik University station. They had like national championship trophies. Nice store, like really nice store.
Was there did you see a Pro Tour second place trophy?
Potentially, why is that where Namsung Wook
Yeah,
plays?
I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
sure. Is it?
I don't know. I didn't see a trophy. I didn't see a Pro Tour second place trophy. But it was a nice store. It reminded me of here actually, like really open space, clean, lots of tables.
Yeah,
lot of
actually,
people
normally like
playing.
Japanese and like Koreans, like the stores are much neater and much like
Yeah.
spacious.
So
Not
it's-
much bigger.
So I went to Harariya in September, and
Right.
it was like spotless. It was bright and open and clean.
That's the model of a
Yeah.
very good Magic card
You
shop.
mean Gregor Games is a model
As
of a
in,
very
like-
good game. But it's a similar feel, like it's bright, open,
Yeah.
clean. Whereas I've been to some card shops in America that are like
Dingy
whoa,
and like in
uh,
the basement.
this needs to see some
and-
sunlight and like some window polish and stuff like that.
You don't have to travel far, man. There's lots of shops here that try to emulate that
So you-
nice US feel.
So,
You know.
last year I was at London, so I went to Duck Sphere.
No, that's where I used to play in London.
Yeah,
Ducks is
the
where I used to
Ducks
play.
Sphere,
Under,
yeah.
yeah,
There's
it's
just
under the
under
rail,
MRT,
under
so
the
it's like
under the railway
underground.
arches.
No, it's not underground. It's under
Oh, it's
the
under-
And then
Okay,
under the,
okay,
so it's
okay.
under the railway arches. So Waterloo Station has loads of bridges going in. And it's
Uh-huh.
literally the arches are so big that they've and there's space under. So there's a bakery next to Dark Sphere.
Oh, really?
But it's
Okay.
yeah, it's a massive. It's like an aircraft hangar, pretty much.
Okay.
But it's very utilitarian. I love that
Yeah,
shop. It's
but-
where it's where I used to play. But it's 150 people they can seat
Wow.
for an event. Yeah.
Really?
And
Yeah.
That's,
Huge?
that's excluding their Warhammer.
Yeah, including so they got Warhammer tables.
Holy crap! So
Yeah.
like, there's a section for Warhammer, and you can fit
Yeah,
150
it's massive.
players.
It's massive.
Yeah,
It's
and,
huge. They got
uh,
they used to have a shop there, like a separate card shop, which they do casting occasionally, I believe.
Jeez.
So it's
Yeah.
really nice. The guy who runs it, Alexei, like really nice guy. They used to have 2 shops. Used to play when I first started playing Magic London. They used to have 2 small shops
Uh-huh.
right by the London Eye. You could see the London Eye from them, but
Wow,
they were
okay.
like tiny little retail shops
Yeah.
that could fit like 30 people. And you play a pre-release, and they'd like use the next shop along, like someone else's shop, and
Right,
put tables
right,
in there.
okay.
But it was crazy.
And,
Yeah,
But like when I went to Duck Sphere, my experience wasn't very great because like I had to walk through a very like dark alley. I think
yeah. So it's
because
not
it
in a
was
great
Google
area.
Maps, go on Google Maps, tell me it was quite dark. So I was like, okay, if
Am I going to die
I'm
now?
not going to get robbed right here, but
So it's not in the nicest area. Like it's
Yeah.
it's by Waterloo Station. It's in like
What's the shit say? Okay,
it's
I know where it is.
Lambeth North Station is the station.
Yes.
It's it's not nice, but it's really nice shot. The guys are really nice. Like
Yeah.
the Sound of Magic Good, Magic Up _DM. Don't have any room in London for big events. Correct.
Without
London,
fitting it around bridges and stuff.
That is correct. In London, so we've talked about this before, mate. In London, there's only in central London. There's maybe 2 or 3 places you can play Magic.
Yeah.
Darksphere's the biggest one. There's a place in North London, Finchley, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And then you go out to like a bit further to the commuter areas. There's small shops, little communities, but it's super difficult.
Yeah.
And when I came
It
to Singapore,
sounds-
it's just shops everywhere. I can't,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
throw a stone.
That's
Well,
the
I
thing.
can hit-
Like I used to play in Porto. I used to play in Italy. In Italy, in Genoa, there's one magic shop. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's not like there's no place in the shop to play. You know where we play? We play at the cafe on the opposite side of the
Or it's playing a
street.
pub.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After that, I think the round's over.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm guessing Yonglun won.
He did, yeah.
Okay.
A flurry of
you guys
burn
are
spells and
watching.
goblin guys.
Because I'm watching the two of you, so I'm like, okay, sure, whatever.
But yeah, it's a different playing Magic in Europe. Very different. I found like it's different construct, different setup to playing. Here, for example.
For sure. I mean, like
America.
when you're in a densely populated area, like that will tend to happen. Yeah.
Like in Singapore, almost like one in every two in every.
Two MLT stops, yeah. One every 2 MLT stops. I work in central London, but play outside the M25 because it's really difficult to get the shops in
Magic Up
London.
DM. I moved to Singapore from London last year. So where
Because of
did,
that?
But yeah,
No.
because of, where did you tell us where you used to play? Did you play in Harrow? I guess there's a big in Amherst, which is at the end of the underground line in the north. I think it is. That's
Man,
one.
I remember one. I'm trying to recall the name of like the magic shop.
Having a nostalgia trip on.
Yeah.
No, and Requiem 23 found his legacy tournament.
Yeah, it's at Agora. So
I
good job.
Yeah, Amersham, there you go.
Amersham.
Yeah, there we go. Shout out to North. I would say London. It's not London. It's on the tube map, but it's not London. It's close there. It's close.
All right, we are going to go for a break. We'll be back in about 20 minutes' time. But before we go, just want to remind you that you can join us on the stream every Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Singapore time, if you like that magic. If you like this other card game called Final Fantasy, I host a show every Friday. No hands up. Hands up if you like Final Fantasy card game. It's an awesome card game. Friday nights, 8 p.m. Singapore time. You miss all the events. It's okay. I'm not sad. I'm just a little bit disappointed in you, like your parents.
Hey, that's a bit touchy.
Whoa, man.
Yeah.
I'm just disappointed in you. You are a disappointment. You can join us on youtube.com/GreyOgreGames and watch all the replays because we record everything. We upload everything. We even upload the stream in its entirety.
Wow.
Yeah, we archive it there.
See, we should do you should get the uncut stuff. So like us talking before we go live, and
Oh yeah, that'll be fun. I should start recording that.
The B-sides, yeah, just
The
like
B-sides.
got wet, rainy outside today, isn't it? Yeah, it's raining.
Last but not least, go check out our website. In 2 weeks' time, next Sunday, we are gonna have the invitationals. For the 2017 invitationals, and if you want to find out more about how to join this year's invitationals, go down to greyogregames.com. That's grey with an E. All right. We are going to go for a short break. We'll be right back. See you guys.